me. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, yeah, great. Do you know, can you just tell us how we can achieve this sign up?
So I did not get that.
You know, we have this login here, this login, the test say, right? You can see it. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. You can see the login here. You can see this test login, and then you can see the test sign up here. Yeah, we have
Yes,
two
sir.
different texts here, and we have another one here. How can we really achieve this one? Like the way it looks, it looks like something that is very blurred, not as bold as this. Is there a way we can do that? Can you just explain?
We can like reduce the way the color is like, or like explain this. Just reduce like in your reduce the shade of the color or something like that.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Thanks.
And is there anyone that doesn't know how to do that? If you don't know how to do that, can you just raise up your hand? If you don't know how to do that, can you just raise up your hands? Okay, great. Now, so after this, I'm going to check up some things as well. All right, great. And by God's grace, we're working on a project like this. Not really requested for this, but I'm very sorry I'm here to send it because we are going to do this together. And okay, let me try to open this. Okay, another project here. Great. Okay, David. David, are you there? You raise your hand.
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Okay, like I can see your hand raised. That's why. I'm sorry. That's not how to do. Okay, now so let's try to get a frame here. And actually, I don't have an iPhone 14, but I wish to have one. So let's just try to use that and change the color. Try to use something like this. Great. Yeah. And then let's try to get a test. Good. I can have a test and say plugin. That makes sense. And I can come here and change. Let me leave the font. Let me just change the size to something like 30. And then let me change it from regular to bold. Good. Now, let me duplicate this. And then if you want to duplicate, you use Control D. Make sure you click on the elements and then use Control D. Now let's think what is there. Sign up. Wait, make changes. Sorry. Good. I want to go back to your move to, you have to press V. And then if you want to go back to your text to, you have to press T. And then if you want to go back, there are many shortcuts. Yeah. Okay. Good. So I have this text there, it's very bold. And I have this one here, is as bold as this. But there's a way you can do it here. You just have to come to this fill column. There's a way, very simple way you can do it. You can make it blurry. You can see that. That means you can reduce it here. You can reduce the opacity here. Like instead of making it bold as login here, you can just make it something like this, and you're going to achieve what you have here. Meaning that you can do this. Yes, you can do this as well. And then the same thing to this form box. We have email address, we have password. And I told you if you want to get an icon like this, you have to use what we know as Iconify. Iconify is a very great plugin that it has a lot of icons. You just go there and get your high codes from there. All right. So not to waste much of our time, let's try to check some other things as well. So this is a review class. So let's start the review class. So I'm going to pick an assignment here. Is Monday Ephraim here? Monday Ephraim, are you there? So if it's not here, so let's try to check another one.
So you can pick mine.
If you can see your name, can you just tell me? If you can see your name here, just say I. You can see your name here, so just repeat it. Don't be shy. Just tell me. Great. How about how you doing?
So please have a question.
Okay, I have one here.
For
Good. Whoa, this really makes sense. It really makes sense. It really makes sense. Great. So I need another two people to just give their feedback on this. What do you really think about this design? What can you say about it? And make it good that everybody can see. Is anyone there? I don't know why. Please, I'm very sorry. I don't know why. Prince Wiz on my first year. This week, what are you say about this?
Actually, this is a nice design. It's
Okay.
so attractive. Everything was okay.
Okay, it's a nice design, but if you have to do your own, maybe your whole like I don't know, maybe I've submitted the assignment. Is there anything you notice here? Anything you notice here that you feel like, oh, yes? Is there anything you notice there?
No, I haven't noticed anything. But let me stay here.
Okay. Okay, let's check. Okay, someone is saying something. Yeah, good evening. Yeah,
So,
good evening.
the sign off for the third screen,
Okay.
there's not enough space between the sign off and the frame. It's too
Between sign
the
up and what?
and the frame.
Okay.
The space
Alright.
below it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for your observation. I really appreciate that. You know, we are here to help ourselves and then to see where mistake is and then to correct most of these things. Yeah, it really makes sense. My own part here, but let's see what we have here. Wait. Yeah, I first noticed something. Actually, yes, you know, the edges here, okay, right from here is very good. The font is very good. But one thing I noticed there that this and this are not really at the center. However, can you listen to me? Can you hear me now? They can just work on this. It's very good design. I really love it. Yeah, no, like it. It's good. So I just say you can just improve on some little things there, and I really appreciate feedback from other people. It's very great. Just try to align this and this together at the center, and then this one. I don't know if use touch ID. I don't know if it's at the center. Mainly looking at it, it seems it's not, but I don't know. You can try to check it and make adjustment to that. And what we have here, the edges are curved. So we have for like the radius, the corner radius here. Make sure you put that one and where if you just copy with the design and put it in your own. Yes, it makes sense. I love it. And what I will just say is this. And then one I also noticed there is about this. You know, I talked something about the first class, like the space here and the space down. You have to be very, very so conscious of that. So the space here and the space down must be, you know, everything's at the center here. everything's at the center. So you have to be very careful of the space here and here. And the best you can do is for you to everything here from this template icon to the last element here. You have to grab everything and make sure that it's horizontal and vertically aligned center. So that makes sense. The same thing to what we add here and here also, the space up and space down. We have to be very, very serious about it. And then I can say the padding and the margin are very much okay. And we are very, very so consistent with with the use of fonts. We are very consistent with this is not your work. Sorry. You are very consistent with your work here. I think that one is good. Yes, is good, is good. Very good. So just try to improve on this first page. I think that is where a lot of mistakes
Good
coming
evening.
from. Yeah, good evening.
Please, I was thinking the fingerprint icon on the login page, would it need to
Yes.
be larger to occupy more space though?
Like it seems to be bigger than this.
No, the second page, the login page.
The second, okay.
The finger,
Yes.
no, the other one.
Okay.
Like the fingerprint icon on this page. Right,
Yes.
I'm thinking it might be
On the
if
second,
it's too small or if it's okay. I'm asking if it's okay this way or if it will be better if it's larger enough to take
Okay.
enough space between the forgot your password and the sign up.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. You know, actually, everybody can use any type of thumbprint you want, an icon, and then the space. Okay. So, avatar, please, can you just from here to here, space is much, and then the thumbprint as well. So, avatar, you can just try and work on that. Please do have to work on that, and personally, send it to me on WhatsApp. I want to see. So don't just work on it. I want to see, like I want to see the progress. I want to see everything. So that is great. Thank you very much, Igmat. Am I correct?
Yes,
All right.
thank you,
Thank you.
teacher.
Yeah, you're welcome. Great. Okay.
Hello, sir. Can I ask a question, sir?
Yes.
Okay, please. This is where me I had issue.
All right.
This white background,
Yes.
where like after we
This
put in
this one.
after this the back white back, yes.
Yes.
I don't even know how to draw this because when I check the picture, as in the
Yes.
colors, I couldn't see
Yes.
where to get white.
Okay.
Not to talk of now writing something on it. In fact, I got
Okay.
confused. Then,
Okay.
like here too, when I want to write log on, to
Yes.
put a white writing and now put
Yes.
log on in white color, I couldn't.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know
Okay. Let
if you
me.
can like explain that. Thank you.
Yes. I'm going to explain that in a different. All right. That's great. So let's quickly check some things that good. All right, thank you very much for that. And okay,
You're welcome, sir.
so let's try to do something here. Okay, let's come back here and let's get a rectangle. Okay, wait. So let's try to do something like this. All right, good. Now, there's a way you can make this one white. This is the color here. We have fill here. We have stroke. We have effect. We have a spot here. You can just come here, and then the code for the hexadecimal code for white is H FFF. You can make it 3, you can make it 6. Just go to the last one here. Good, yeah. And then, okay, you want to type, what do you want to type there? Let's try want to type enter email address. Good. So you have to come to this text here and say enter email address. It's because content is somehow big. Okay. Make sure you click on it. Okay, good. Now, so I can possibly drag it here. So I think something like this. Good. You can have your text here now. And then what the next thing you have to do is to make it raw. And we can achieve that. You have to come here again. And here is where you can do that. Okay, let's do it like this. And the next thing is to make your corner like to the corner radius. Great. So you can something like this. And maybe just in case that this letter, this text, enter email address is at the back. How can you really do that? You can, let me say you can drag it. Now, that means the rectangle is going to show while the text is under. You can drag this one. When time you drag it up, it's going to show. And maybe just in case not showing, you can just right click on this. Okay, for instance, now let me right click on this. And let me say I want to say send, okay, send to back, bring to front, all this one. So bring to front now, that means the rectangle is at the front. And you can just drag this one, drag it up. It's going to show. And then I can send this enter email address to the back by right click and then bring to front or send to the back. All these things can really happen. Then there's some way that there's something that when you just see the text, you think that this text is not showing. Why? You can just check here the layer, you can do access here, you can just check everything at the layers here. And then the only thing, the best thing for you to drag this one from up to down. So and then other way that you can right click on it to send to the back or to bring to the front. Okay, David, is that okay? David, are you there? David, are you there? Okay, so let's do something today and let's try to do something.
Because I have a question.
Okay.
I didn't know how to make the background two colors. There was no linear options for coloring the background. Like this one that is on the screen now. I didn't know how to
You
do
mean this
something
part?
like this for background color. Yes.
Yes, okay, you can do something like this. This is the background. We are not clicking on this, right? Okay, good. Now, if you click on this, it's going to be on the click on tonight's iPhone 14. So you can just come in the background here. You can change the color here. Is this what you mean?
No, this is not what I mean. I mean, I was only able to give it one color. I wasn't
One
able
color.
to blend colors. Like the example assignment, the example assignment to give us had two colors,
Okay.
the mint green and the pink thereabouts or purple. So I didn't know how to do that. I know it's linear options, but there's no linear options for the background.
Wow. Okay, let me come in. Let's try to something here.
Yeah, I also experienced that too. I was trying to change
Yes,
it back
creating
to
a gradient.
yeah.
Yes.
Something like this. And then we're unable to create a linear for heat.
Yes, for the background.
Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. You don't remember that. Okay. So thank God is back. Good. Oh, is there another question someone to answer again? So let me do this one. So that's another question.
So,
Okay, please
I
wait.
have a for that assignment, you know how
Yeah.
we're thinking of us glass glass effect.
The
Uh, that glass effect there, you can see through this thing.
okay, the glass. Okay, you mean
Yes,
this?
yes, sir. Is it possible that we can just do it by reducing the opacity?
Yes, you can achieve that. You can achieve it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
All
Okay, sir.
right. Okay, thank you very much. So do you have any other question from anybody? Last question.
Sorry, please. You have not answered that question about the background. It's not the frame, but the background.
Yes.
How to change
Okay.
it to linear, like how to make it two colors.
Okay.
Yes, that place.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, there's no option for linear.
Oh,
So I
so
want to say something concerning that.
okay.
Okay, now the assignment that was given, it was
Oh,
as if those three
I'll beat
frames
you.
was on a background. Like, let us say this login page are you with me, sir?
Yes.
Let us say this login page. We've done the three page. They now group the
Yes.
three and created a frame. Now place the three on a frame. So
Yes.
now that frame is what they're now asking, that how can they make it into three colors?
Okay. Okay. Actually, frame in 3 colors, right?
Yes, like the one at the back, not the background of Figma, the background
Oh,
of the assignment, like of the sign up page.
yes. Okay. All right. Deep, are you there? I think one day.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening.
All right. Good evening. Yes. What do you have to say?
Yeah, well, for just probably thinking you're not getting their question right. I feel the color they are talking about is the major background color that the phone frame are on. The one that has like a gradient mixture of about 2 or 3 colors. That's
Yes.
what they are trying to about. How do you get that type of color? So
Okay.
Yes,
as in
that's the question.
someone
Simply
said
creating a gradient
probably
for the
yeah,
background.
yeah.
Okay.
So that was just what I found.
All right. Thank you.
But I did mine with Figma. That's why I told with that person I can be done with Figma.
Then, sorry. Also, all those fingerprints at the background, did they move it to the back, or it was just placed on it? The fingerprints at the background, beside the
Okay.
frames,
Yes.
was it placed at the back?
Yeah. Okay. What I'm seeing here is that you can possibly get the background one, and then you if you don't get the background, maybe you have a gradient like this, having these 2 colors here. You can only achieve by placing the icon there and then change it so that it can align with the opacity or the transparency of the background.
4, 5,
Do you get it now?
6, 8.
Or you can just have the icon placed on it and then make sure that it can be sent to the back. But the moment this background is transparent, it's going to show. So what is one? I don't think maybe there is a specific background for this. I don't really know. All right.
Hello,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
Please, on this place, the first page where the thumbprint icon was placed,
Yes.
it is not, the background is not white.
Yes.
Is it that they blur the white, or what color can we call it? This.
Okay. For this color, I think the background is non-white. No, the background is not white.
Where the thumbprint is placed.
For this one,
Yes.
yes. I think it's having the same background with the one outside there. This one and this one.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Some must
But
saw something else.
it's not that they make it glassy or anything, it's just
No, no,
normal.
no.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. You're welcome.
Tell my daddy to come and do your drawing. Super wala.
All right. Okay. So thank you for that. I so much appreciate. It's very cool. So let's take the last one and then okay. Is I am in the other here. I mean, are you there? Other me? Yes, it was linear. Yes, like it's linear. Is I am there here? Other me? And if you can see your name here, can you just wave here and let me just. I want someone that is there.
Please, can you comment on my own? Salami Ayomide.
Okay, Salah Ramide. All right.
Yes.
Can
Have
you
you seen it?
comment on my own Oni Usman?
Okay.
Salami Ayomide first.
So let's try to check one and then before we something there. Prince Will.
Mine is no. Prince Will is not
Salami
around.
now.
Oni Usman.
Salami, just have
Oni
salami.
Usman is around.
Prince Will, are you
Salami.
here?
No.
No.
Salami.
Oni Usman.
Just search for salami.
No.
Okay.
Don't search for Salami. Just search for Oni Usman.
Can you just
Yes, that's me.
let me allow me that thing?
Yes. I sent image. Stop. Stop. I'll beat you.
Hey.
Ah.
Ayomi Posi, I guess I mistakenly muted you, so you can please unmute your mic because I'm not hearing you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I'm aware of that. Please can you hear me now?
Yes, I can
All right.
Yes, sir.
hear you.
All right, thank you. Okay.
Can hear you.
All right, thank you very
Yes.
much. I'm gonna find you no worries, ma. Okay, what I'm saying that can we see this image here?
Shut up.
Like clearly?
No.
Not clear because if
No.
I should do it
Not at all.
something like this, like we
I
can't
can
really
still
point
log
out.
in with Touch ID.
Okay, we can't really point out the mistake, but I can see something here. Can anybody see it? I need someone to say something, even though we can't see it very clear. It's not really
The
clear.
corner radar is not.
Corner radius. I think it does now.
They're like under the login
Color radius is
ID.
not
Not
uniform. They are not uniformly done.
And the stroke is
Check
not
it well.
properly aligned. There's no stroke.
Yes.
Thank you very much. This login with touch ID and it is
And then the
an umbrella
center
line.
fingerprint is of a different color. It's
And there's
supposed to
no
be of the
stroke.
same
Oh, there's
color with
no
the
stroke.
background.
There's no stroke
Yeah.
also.
There is no stroke. Good. Think something like this, like stroke. Like okay, there's no stroke like this, and then the text is not properly aligned. Thank you very much for that. And did anybody notice anything again? Even though we can see it very clearly. My God.
The color of the center fingerprint is not the same color with background.
Okay, the color is too sharp. Like we can really say that this is white. Okay, let's check the second one.
In the same color contrast.
Okay.
There's two opposite colors.
And the second one here. Okay, please, if you want to talk, you want to comment on this, then just raise your hand. I just need two people to talk on this. So we won't waste time. Like, okay, thank you very much. David has been talking since. No, is it no, it's not this David. Okay, David Apollo has been talking since. No, I'm not calling you. Okay, Amara, what I can say about this? Amara, are you there? Oh,
Me?
yes,
Can
I
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, the sign up text is too low. It's too close to the frame. It's not
Okay.
aligned.
Okay.
Like this, yeah, the sign up text down, not the one up.
This one.
Yes,
Good. All right. And I
it's
think
too
it's
close to the frame.
somehow bigger than the test that is here.
Exactly, yes.
All right. Okay. I think another person raised. Okay. Yeah. I think I have. Let me write here. Okay. Thank you. Pamela Esther. I think she has spoken today. I've heard her voice today. Okay, David, are you there? Olwani.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. What can you say? What do you really observe? What do you notice?
The email address platform and the password platform, they're not aligned.
Hmm. That's what I'm seeing. Thank you. Great. Excellent. Okay. Is that all?
And the login text is not in the middle, is closer to the bottom of
Thank
the
you.
frame there.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Okay, thank you very much. So, Emmanuel Fayomi Abi, am I correct? Please,
Yes, you're
Emmanuel, are you
correct.
there?
You're correct. Yes,
Thank you
I'm
very
here.
much. Yeah.
So
What do you notice?
generally, I think it's just alignment issue. That's all. If she can
Good,
get
that's
the
great.
alignment, everything will be perfect.
Okay, that's great. I really appreciate that. It makes sense. This login here, I just want us to know that we have to be very consistent with what we are doing. Like consistency really matters when it comes to the use of UI elements or when it comes to UI editing generally. You know, the login here and the sign up here, the text are the same thing, not almost the same thing. They're the same thing, like the same size. But just that this one is transparent and this one is normal text. So you have to be very consistent with this and this. And then when it comes to this email address and password, they are the same thing. Like the signs are the same thing. And looking at it with the enter email address here, the placeholder here and the placeholder here, they are somehow the same thing with this email, the same sign. It's just that this one is transparent and this one is normal text. And also, what can I really say here is that about this, don't have an account and then sign up. Yes. Okay, don't have an account. I can say don't have an account is somehow the same size with forgot your password. Yes, they're somehow the same thing. And this sign up is just little big. Maybe like the same thing with this login. I don't know. But what I just said is that you have to be very consistent with anything you are using. And in this part here, okay, is it this one? No. Okay, this. With this part here, make sure that the space here, the padding here is just too much. You can just bring it little and then make sure that it's like this. No, it's like this. The margin outside must be both left and right. The margin must be the same. And you can achieve this by putting everything here at the center. Make sure you select everything with Ctrl G and align it at the center. What I notice here is again is about this login. Thank you guys for talking about this. This login, make sure it's at the center as well. The corner radius is good. The icons, even I can see very well. It makes sense. And the next thing is about wait, can you see my screen? Like our own.
We can't see our own. You'll be talking on your own.
Okay, like I'm sorry. Let me go back. What about now?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Because I noticed that it's not changing here. All right, what I'm just saying is that we consistent with this, and then you can just grab what I said earlier with what is here. So, and this login must be at the center, and the thumbprint here is quite your thumbprint. This one is small, and then the space here and space here as well. Make sure that you the space in the space here and here are not really equal. So, and then the sign up and what you have here, make it more good, and the space there is just too much, and you try to reduce the size here, the font size here. Try to reduce this one and this one. Be consistent with the font that the text that are here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that they are all the same size. Be consistent with it. And please, no, just to help you and then to make things okay. No, just for our progress. I would like you, Ayomide, to please try to work on this and send it to me personally. I really want to check. I really want to see, because it will be good for you to repeat something like this in the next assignment. Then we have to improve. So please try to send it to me, like the correction. Just send it to me on WhatsApp. No, you can send it to the group so that other people can comment on it. Good. And what I really like about this is that you really try to replicate the background. It really makes sense. Well done. That is great. Okay. And that is from
Sir, please
Ayomide.
check my own.
Oh, like checking everybody's on tonight. If you look somehow. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So let's just try to see. I have David Ibukun here. Amarashi is here.
Yes,
Am
yes,
I
I'm
right?
here. Yes,
Okay,
I'm
are you the one
here.
that just are you the one asking me to check your own now?
Yes.
Well, the name like it's shown at the right time. But even though I don't want to check on that one again, but it's used to come at the right time. So let's see. Whoa. Oh my god. Woo. I don't want to naturally. So please, if you really want to comment on this, can you just raise your hand out to see? I need just to so that I haven't talked. Like I won't say anything at all. I want to hear from you guys. Yes, I want to see Andres. I want to see Andres. Thank you, Sheil. Sheil will be the one to talk first. And then Usma. Sheil, are you there?
Yes,
Wait,
sir.
is your last name is Sheil, right? I'm sorry. Rahimat. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So what do you notice? The first screen, the login screen, the sign up screen. So tell us the screen and then the what you notice there.
Okay. Looking at the sign off screen,
Yes.
the what's it called? The rectangles, they are too big. And the alignment there, the middle alignment is not aligning with the shape. And coming down to the terms of policy, Abby. Yeah, except terms and policy something. I guess she did not use the normal underlining this what's it called in the other part. Maybe she used shape to underline it or something.
Yes, it's too thick
Yes.
and there's no space.
Yes, sir.
All right,
So
thank
like
you.
yeah.
Great. I think everyone can see this very clearly now. Yeah, like this. Okay. Can Abubakar, is the audio working now? Okay. Usman, can you just say something?
Yes, can we take a good look at the login screen?
Okay, let's start
If you
from
look at
login.
the login screen, yes,
Okay. And I want to
they
ask
don't
something.
have an account sign up, the button, don't have an
Okay.
account sign up, is
Okay.
not centrally, it's meant to be centrally aligned.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think that's or this is centrally aligned.
Okay.
So I think that's
Yeah.
just it.
Wait. So like nobody noticed anything about the front screen at all. Nobody's going to sign up. Let's look at this thing very well.
The frame shows
The
the
enter
frame
password.
or
The enter password
transparent.
is dark.
I think.
The what's it called? The touch screen on the first screen is not aligned. Is not in the center.
Okay, thank you. Like who
This
noticed on
test
that thing?
ID is not in the same. Is
Frame.
not centralized.
The enter password is thicker.
The
I
touch
don't know.
ID.
Okay, okay, I'm coming. I need someone to is it Rokiant? I don't know, please. Like Abubakar, is your audio working now? I saw your message. I'm still going to talk about it. Okay. And yes, I'm on to your see. What can you say?
Network locked me out when you were commenting on my design. Oh.
Who is that?
Is that your midday?
Oh, I'm very sorry about that. Very sorry about that. Please.
Maybe later.
I'm on to your see. Are you there?
Yes, I think the color she used for the text after logging with Touch ID is contrasting with the frame color.
Yes. Like it's not that
So it's
really.
not clear.
Okay. You mean this?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So what do you notice in the front screen? Like you guys should take something. Front screen. There are a lot of things there.
Yes, sir. The touch ID is not in the center.
Another one again.
Sign up is not properly placed without login.
Okay. Thank you. And
Use
this
touch
login screen.
ID also.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
The enter password is the enter password.
Wow. All right.
This touch ID is not aligned.
So Ada, I think she generally she didn't use the transparency function because I think the frame would have been more transparent. The sign up on the login page, that sign up instead of making it gray, could have maybe just used the normal green color and made it transparent. So I think generally where the transparent function could have been used, it wasn't.
Okay. Nice. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wow. I so much appreciate this. And Amarashi, I really like what you did here. The front screen, the login screen, and the sign up screen. I can see majorly what is there is that alignment. Yes, alignment. It's just about the alignment stuff. Number one, log in with Touch ID and with the text here. Like this text here, I'm going to say something that you should be very concerned about your users. Yes, your users. So, we don't know who's reading this, like who's going to see this and study it. You have to be very like the text you use. If somehow, I don't know, some people have some eye defects, we don't know. For them to catch what is there, it might be somehow difficult for them to see it. You get it now? So I just say maybe you can just try to improve on that, make it more clear, but not that it's going to have same color with this. Nice one. And this thing here, log me touch ID and the text here are not really at the center. If you look at here, this edge is here, draw it down. Look at it, draw it down. You can see hello is outside. It's not really centered. The same thing with this one. I think this one and the text are centered, but you have to be centered with this one as well. And then use touch ID is not really at the center as well. Also, and this one, log in and sign up. I said something here. Let me try to open my Figma. Yeah, good. You have login, you have sign up. There's a way you can check. Like this one, it means both up and down and center, they're almost the same thing. Grab it, Ctrl G, and then make sure that everything is centered. Like everything. It's not that one will be down and then one will be at the up. No. So make sure that everything is centered. Okay, you have to come in. Okay, this one is vertically centered, horizontally centered. So let's go up here. Great. So make sure that the space and space they are very consistent with that. And what I will say is that the box, hmm, the box is somehow big.
Right. I'm in the class.
Yeah, the box is somehow big. You know what are typing inside. You know this place order has really tell us that what the text we are going to type here is not going to be bigger than this. So the box is somehow big. You can try to reduce that. Just reduce it little. And this one, yeah, you are very constant with the box. I love it. Or you can try to reduce it. Just try to reduce it. And then let me come back here. Forgot the passwords at the center. I love this thumbprint. Makes sense. No, I like it. Don't have an account and sign up should be at the center as well. Most majorly is just an alignment. And this login and sign up, looking at what we have here, this one is somehow transparent compared to yours. Somehow transparent to yours. Okay. Okay. And please a minute. All right. Please, I'm just trying to set on things here. All right. Okay, that's great. So let's just continue from where we stopped. All right. Just the box. Make sure it's good. But is anything wrong about the padding and margin here? Can anybody say about anything about the padding and margin here? Yes. Is anyone saying something?
Please, hello, sir. When you say the margin and the padding, I don't understand the padding part of it.
Okay. So let me try to explain now. When we talk about padding, when we talk about margin, they are different. The two of them are different. So they're not really the same. So when you talk about padding now, padding is space inside. You have top, bottom, left, and right. It is space inside here. The space you have inside here is what we refer to as padding. And then the space you have outside is what refers to as margin. So, you know, there's some institution that this login, okay, let me try to do one example here. Okay, let me try to do something. Wait. Okay, good. And then I'm going to this one. Let me just try to separate them into the and bring this one here. Okay, great. Now, no, I can say something like this. Can I have it here? No, you can't compare the space you have here. Okay, let me just try to make this one the letter to be much. Like, let me just say bootcamp at 3.0 now. And I leave it like this. No, the space that is here, let me turn it to you. Okay. The space that is here from here to this B, you can't compare to the space that is here to this one. So if you want the space and here to have the same thing, that means you are going to bring this bootcamp to the center of it. That means that it's at the center, meaning that the space here and the space there are the same thing. You can look at the constraint here, like fifth position while scrolling. So we have something like this. It can be left, can be center. So that means the space here and here, you can see that the space here is much, like you can't compare to the space there. No, they're not the same thing. So, okay, great. So that means we are talking about the padding is mean that the space you have inside and the margin is space you have outside that box. The space you have outside that box. Okay. So since on that, and let me just say we need to leave this place now. And then we need to move to the next thing we have today. And so we can just work on it. Great. All right. Thank you, guys. So this will be the end of the review. And then we need to move on to what we have for today. We need to move to what we have for today. And let's try to work on that. Okay. So I'm very sure I didn't owe anybody any, maybe you want me to view assignments, but I'm very sorry. We won't be able to do that because of time and then some other things. So
I'm meeting them in the class. Let me come. Thank you.
okay. Okay. I'm very sorry for that. I just need to quickly do something. Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's check what we have for today and let's see. Portfolio templates. I think someone said I should send this to him, but I'm very sorry. So this just for us. So let's try to do something like this. Yeah. So what we'll be doing today is that we are just going to work on this part and this part. Why the many parts. I'm not going to do everything, but we're just going to work on some things here. Yes. We're just going to work some things and see how far we can do it. So first thing is that we're going to work on this shape 1, 2, 3, and then try to make something like this. Try to make something like this. Try to make something like this, and then maybe this part we're going to check it, and let's see from that part. Okay, I don't think there's another thing difficult here. But now, so let's just get something done, and okay, great. So now let's use a frame here. A desktop, MacBook Pro 14. Let's use MacBook here. Great. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Okay. So let's bring this on the center here. Great. So let me just change the color so that it can be more, so that everybody can just see it. Good. So let's have something like this. And let me increase it. Sorry. $60. Okay, great. So can you see something like this now? Please, can everybody see my screen? You can see my screen, can just say hi.
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 All right.
Hi.
All right, thank you.
Hi.
Whoa, whoa, thank you. All right, okay. Now let's try to achieve. I think we can work on this logo about work and contact, but let's try to work on how to navigate all this shape. So let's try to work on this. Very so. I don't say simple, but let's try to work on it. Okay, good. So the first thing we're going to draw is a rectangle here. Makes sense. And I want you to know that looking at this, we have something like this, which is, let me, that we can see it. Good. Good. Now, so we want to achieve something like this here. This shape, want to achieve this shape, and the other one, maybe this one, and then we talk about some other things there. I'm going to send a file to us so we can all check it through. I'll check it out. All right. So let's try to achieve this phase now. Now we have something radius. We have top, bottom, left, and right. And there's a we can do that. This is a corner radius that is going to affect everything here. And then we have a corner radius there that it can only affect some parts. Now, this top left corner, and this one is top right corner. And then we have the other one here. We have the bottom right, we have the bottom left. That means this is top, this bottom, this left, this right. But we have top. This one is top left, top right, bottom left, top right, bottom right. Now, there's one thing here you can do. You can change the radius from here, and then you can change the radius from here. This circle point, you can change the radius from here. The radius at 0, the radius at 0, the radius at 0, and then same thing here. That means you can change the radius from here. You can change it. I can say I want it to be 103, and then I can come here and say I want to change it to something like that. Nice. 104. Great. That means I can change the radius of the top left and the top right alone without touching the bottom at all. But we want to really achieve something like this. So let's try to drag it a little more and say we have 107, 107. Good. So can just drag it small again. So I think this one is good now. And then let's try to change the color. Let's try to change the color to, it look like it. I'm not live, I don't know color, but let's try to see. Oh, I think almost there. Great. So we have this now. That means I have achieved this shape. And also, let's try to come to this. Now, we draw another rectangle again. Good. Now, for this one, we have to be we have to look at it and know the one you are changing. You know, this one is top left, this one is bottom left, this one is bottom right. And the one that is only affected here is the top right. It's the only one that was changed. So that is changed here. So that means you are just going to only drag this. Oh, sorry. Okay, this alone. Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm only dragging this one alone. Let's try to. Okay, so when I have something like this, just drag it alone. I think that's 100. Okay, good. So something like this. Okay, good. Good. So you can have this as well. Now, so that means we have achieved this, we have achieved this also. You can have this here, and then let's try to change the color to something like red, but it's not red. But let's leave it like that. So I believe we can do something. I believe we can do something like this. Just this one is top left. Don't touch the top left, and then don't touch the bottom right. You're only touching this and this to have same thing. Good. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is about what we have here. This line, the line we have here is what I'm going to talk about again. And then after that, I'm going to see some things. I don't know. I think all these ones you can achieve to do something. You can do something like this. This one I don't know if they're icon, but you can just try to get a picture, remove the background, and put it there. And okay, let's just try to work to talk on this. This is just a basic website, a portfolio website. And the main target of this bootcamp is that at the end of this bootcamp, everybody should have a portfolio, like to work on a portfolio template. It's not that we just have this bootcamp alone, collect certificates and go, but you should have a portfolio template using UI and US. All right, okay. Now let's see from here. Good. So we have this one here, we have this one here. Let me just pick them here. And then let's try to work on the arrow. So we have an arrow here. Oh, sorry. Shift. Sorry. Okay. So you can just come here and then get this an arrow. Okay, let's try to use a line. Good. So you have a line here. And how can you really change this line to have same thing? Now let's try to change it to 5. Great. So we stick by 5. And then the next thing for us to do is that there's a way we can do it. This is a reverse one. We can do something like this. The front one, we can have something like triangle arrow. Good. Something like, where is it? Something like this. But let's try to do something like this first. This one. Let's try to do something like this. And let's see. Control Z. Okay. All right. Good. So let's come here and say we have diamond arrow. And then we want to do for the other side is cool here. Diamond arrow. That means we have it. Sorry. We have it here. Okay. Let me stretch it a little. And then let me change it from 5 to 3. Good. So now let's bring it here and you can just, okay, great. Okay. So yes, I want it to be 45. So you can put something like this. You can put it here at the center. Let's check here. Okay, this one is outside. You can say you want to put, sorry, you click on this. You want to put something like this. Good. And the next thing for you to do is that what you have to, no, only this one. Group it together, Control G, and then you can drag it anywhere you want it to be. So that means you are able to achieve some little things here, which is this, and then this, and this. And then let's try to work on this text. I believe everybody can work on that text. And okay, now you have an image here. You can just work on an image. Okay. All right. So what else again? This again. Okay, let's try to work on this, the text we have here. All right, so let's try to work on this text. I can say and heart direction. Sorry. Okay, and heart direction. Let's try to bring this one up. Please, if you don't understand anything, just let me know so we can quickly address at heart direction. Good. Now, so next thing is to put at the center, it must be at the center of this. And let's try to reduce the font, and it's quite bold, from bold to semi bold, and then the font to something like 20. Is 24 okay? Let's check and direction. That means this one is small, so let's try to reduce it. Okay, great, makes sense. And the next thing you can do is to add another text here. You can just say, just put rubbish. Don't put rubbish in your whole no. So let's try to have something like this. drag it here, and from semi-bold to regular, according to what we have here, and the text must be okay like this. Okay, so let's have the text to be 30. Oh, sorry. We have to click on what you want to change from 24 to 13, but somehow too small. Let's make it 16. Okay, you bring out the center of it again. Good. But there's something that shows here. Like, I really want us to know. It shows 21, 21 here. That means the space between here and this one is 21. The space between here and this one is 21. That means it's very consistent with the space. So if you have a space from here to here, it's going to tell you that, okay, this from here to here is 20, and then this must have from here to here to be 20. So looking at this one, we have something like this. We can say the space from here and here are not really the same. So the space from here to here is more like the spacing is not compared to this. So, and price that's on that. You can just try to navigate and see. And there's one thing I would like to explain again is about the okay, the paragraphs. Okay, talk about the paragraph spacing and then the auto height and the auto weight. I think one of the facilitators talked about auto layouts. So I think that was a very spend most of time on there, spend a very long time on there. So okay, great. Details, okay, great. Contact spacing, exposition. All right, so like this. So let's just try to do it to work on this. I'm going to send a file to us on WhatsApp, but I just want us to, the part I want us to do is to work on these parts. So let's try to work on this part and send. And okay, if you know you can't work on this part, let us work this one from here to here. Can you just raise up your hands? I want to see, like, you don't, there's a part you can't work on. Can we just try to talk on that so you can see? Anybody?
Sorry,
Do you have
are you
anybody?
talking about
Sorry,
the
are we meant
latest
to
one?
work on?
Yes, like it's going to be an assignment.
I don't get what you mean, what the assignment is.
Okay, this is what the assignment is like. This is in form of a portfolio, like a portfolio template of a person. If the person is a visual designer, and this is just a template having all these things here. So I'm just asking that, is there anyone that can really, any part that you don't really understand? Like, okay, we have this for the first part here, 1, 2, 3. We have another one here to the last part here, which is the contacts page here. So I just want to ask that, is there anyone that will have a problem with this, so we can just explain before we move to the next thing? I don't want to waste more time on one thing, like on one aspect. Is there anything
Sorry,
that's
sir.
going to be
For the assignment, are we meant to work on everything, all the pages?
no. We're not working on all the pages because it's like it's somehow much. But I'm going to send the file to the group for anybody that really want to work on the pages outside the assignment. You can work on it, but the assignment is not going to cover everything. No, it's not going to cover everything. It's just some parts, and then you submit. But if you want to work on it as a portfolio template, fine, that is good. But we really have a little time, so, and there's other things we need to do. So I'm not going to give us much work to do on this. But if you have the time to work on everything, you can just do that. But for now, not everything.
Can the attendance be sent to the link or
Sir,
to the
please.
group or anyone?
Okay,
When you were
Raymond.
explaining some parts, my network is kind of distant. So how do you get that arrow, the two face arrow?
Okay, yes. Okay, all right. Let me just try quickly explain that. Okay, you mean this one, this arrow?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. So what you do there is that you come here to these two, choose a line. Great. And when you're choosing a line, just draw it and press shift so you can have a very straight one. Great. So make sure it's click and you click it and come down here. So this is it. You know, it's stroke now, like it's showing the what we have on stroke. So this one's for the start point, and this one's for the end point. So we have a lot of examples here. So we have the diamond arrow here, good, and then we have and that one here, great. Can you see now? So let me just try to increase it so you can see. 3.
Yes. Thank you.
Good. So that's how you achieve that.
Yeah, thank you,
All
sir.
right. All right, you are welcome, ma. And then you have another person that really want to say something?
So please have a
Yes.
question.
Okay, question, yes. Good.
For our assignments, what kind of frame are we like the way the thing was just so long and the way the thing was scrolling down, what kind of frame are we using for it?
Yes. Okay. I would just like us to use this frame, to use a MacBook frame, something like this. Or let's try to, okay, please. Let's try to use a TV frame. That is 1280 times 720. Yes, let's try to use TV frame 1280. I think that is one of the common frame.
Oh, okay, sir.
All right, thank you very
Thank you.
much. Yes, let's try to use TV frame. Yes, any question from another person again?
Sorry, sir.
Will you send like a
The assignment
sample
or
link to this assignment so that we can be using it as reference when we are recreating it or something like
Yes,
that?
I'm going to send it. Sure. I'm going to send it to the group. So that's no problem.
We're still waiting for the attendance to be sent to the chat.
Oh, it had been sent already. You can just check it. Can you just check? Have you seen it? It had been sent again. It had been sent more than.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
All right. All right. Thank you. So do you have another person again that really want to say something about the project or the assignment?
So, which of
sorry,
the pages are we working on? Which of the pages are our assignment?
Okay. Now this is what is going to happen because I'm not going to. It will be good for me to scatter the work. So I just want to hear from us because one of the things we're going to be doing is that maybe now tomorrow class, I'm just going to focus. It's late already. We're just going to focus more on responsiveness, and then prototyping. And that prototyping is going to we're going to use prototype for the first class. The first class. That is the first class. We're going to use prototype for the first task. Now the first assignment we did. That means one of us is going to okay, actually I'm going to work on the prototype tomorrow and then the inspect as well. We're going to talk about the inspect and prototype. And okay, what I really want to say is about that you can work. Okay, let me just say we work on we work on this first part. Let's just work on the first four parts. The first four parts. The first four parts. That is the logo here. 1, 2, and then we have 3, and last one we have 4. That means we are stopping here. We are stopping here. That's where we're stopping. So, but if you can't do it, there's a but. If you can do it, you can continue from the latest work here. And if you are doing it maybe because of time, it's not compulsory you use different image. You can use the same thing. Just make sure that you have shift the same. Here at project title, UI art redaction. There's no need for you to put to make it perfect. Just make sure you do your home parts. Okay. I think some people are raising up their hands. Abubakar. Okay, let me check group chat. Okay, what about if you do everything and submit? Good. Yes, you can do everything and submit. It does. It's not. What just did that I employ every one of us to work on it and have it on our portfolio. At least you do something. You do something. And based on the correction we have made on the first assignment, if you know that your own is still somehow, please try to work on it because I might highlight some projects like send to the group. We can have a discussion anytime in the group. Anytime I'm free, I can just send one design to the group and ask some people to comment on it so that we can know our mistake. Okay. Are they all on the same frame? Yes, they are. Yes, same frame. Same frame. Yes. Okay.
Please,
Is
sir,
the
is it
paper ready?
compulsory we use
So
the same
how
picture?
when
Okay, please, I'm coming. Like, if you can you just raise up your hand so I will just call. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you just raise up your hands? All right. Um, Amarashi, you want to say something? Okay. David, Aflorun, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. My question, sir, is this: the like, if you look at this, the third line, we have different Google, Samsung, and
Okay.
others.
Yes. Yes.
Now, my question is, am I? Is it just by dragging it, or is there what will help me to be able to space them correctly, or can I just do it manually? Number
You
two is
can.
this.
Okay.
Okay, it's still on spacing. Like the second line,
Yes.
the second line that is here, like the design. Two,
Okay.
the designs are and the spacing between them. Can I just use manual dragging also? Am I okay with that, or is there any measurements that I need to be doing maybe at the inspector side?
Okay. Like there is no. Okay. Let me just answer it because before I forget, there's no specific space you have to put here at all. Okay. Maybe for it is there's no specific space here. What's just there that make sure the space you have here and the space you have here are the same thing, and also make sure that the space you have at the margin left, both left and right, are the same thing. Not that this one there's much space here and then there's less space there. Make sure they are the center, like they are very aligned very well. So, but there is a way you can also achieve that. Maybe okay, there's something you call in Figma. They call it not a Figma, like in SD. I don't know if anybody work with SD here. Like in SD, you can really drag this one, have it 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to give you the space automatically. But the Figma here, you can just try make sure that the space you have here and here is the same thing. So don't that this place is too much and this place no. Make sure that are the same thing. So there's no specific space or measurement for heat. And then the second one you said talk about what else again? I still there for sure.
The third line, the Google, the
Yes, you
Samsung, and
can.
all that.
Yes, you can drag and drop.
Noted, sir.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Okay. So any other person again?
yeah, still back to that my question about are we going when will this video be available for some of us that had network issues that were cut off in between? Because I know that I will need the video so I can be able to know what I'm
Yes,
working on.
yes, yes.
And you say you send the link of this website that we are going to use for referencing or something like that.
Okay.
I want to
All
know
right.
when the video will be available also.
Yes. Okay. Like the lead and the chairman for this bootcamp, he said something on it at the beginning of the class. So what I'm just saying that we just beg girls and please. So let's just try to like they're really working on it. They're really working on it. Please, I can't really say specific that it's going to be available today, so that it won't be like maybe someone is trying to deceive or other way around. So, but please, the video will be available. I'm very sure of that as soon as possible. It's going to be available. I just try to Be very calm. So they're really working on it, please.
So what's
And
the deadline for this assignment?
yes, the deadline for this assignment today is Monday. Everybody will sleep tonight. I'm not going to get okay now tonight. Tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, we don't have anything on Wednesday. Tomorrow we have a class tomorrow. Yes, let's see on Thursday, as we always do, before the class on Thursday.
Will the video be available before the next class? Because I know that I go need a video, I beg you.
I read that we can't really say if the video will be available before Thursday. Like he said earlier on, if you had joined earlier, we already spoke about it. It is on our top things to do, and we're really working on it. If it drops before that Thursday, definitely would tell everyone. But that is why we also encourage everyone to join. And then, when you don't understand something, you ask questions and everything. But we know that we're going to upload the videos. So please bear with us till then. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
All right, please.
I have a question.
Okay.
The fourth
The
frame was
second
supposed to be
frame.
there. Okay, sorry. Yeah, the second frame. The image there, are we meant to use the same image or can we use any image of our choice?
Like you said, the second film, yes.
Yes, after the logo frame, the second one. That the
Yes.
image that's there, are we meant to use the same image or we can use any image of our choice?
You can use any image of your choice. It's not compulsory to use the same thing. No.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so my question is the fifth frame, that one you told us we can do if we want to do. The one that wrote the latest work. Are we supposed to copy and paste, or like how do we download those images from the Iconify, or like I don't really understand. They
Okay.
don't really have something to search on. Uh-huh.
So let's try to check if you can get one. And then it's not there. That means we have to check online and download. But let's just see. Sorry. Okay. Okay, with what I'm seeing here, it's like it's just G alone. But I'll just say that you can use any icon. You can just use any icon. If it's G, you see, like it's not compulsory to use. Uh, it's not compulsory to use the same thing. Just make sure that you feel something there. Okay, something like Nike. Now, okay, Nike. Okay, you can use this one. That's great. So another one again. Let's say Facebook. Okay. So there are a lot of things you can just choose there. So no, you can just pick anyone. It's not compulsory. It has to be the same thing. It's not compulsory. It has to be the same thing. All right. So do we get that one set too?
Yeah, okay. The last
Yeah.
one, like the one after that one. Huh? The one
Sorry,
after
sir.
this
I
one
have a
just
question on
ended.
that now.
Like the
Okay.
latest work, the one showing the pictures, like those ones, like the one showing a book now. The fifth, is it the fifth? Yes, exactly. This one.
Yes.
So if you want to do something like this, how are you going to get the pictures, the exact pictures? Because are we supposed to search for a book and a grass or something like that?
Gosh. You can use any picture. You can use an image of a dog.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Okay.
You can use an image of a dog. If that is it, not a problem. So
Sir,
Thank you.
okay.
sir, when you press something before you press on the Iconify now. Is it on the same Figma app or outside it?
Oh yes. Yes. Like
Okay.
just the fig man here. Okay, and there's something I want to explain here. And maybe if you want to, I don't know. So let me explain this. Okay, someone said something like that. The group stuff. Something like that. So let me just try to check. So I want to be able to like to see I answer some questions. Okay, gifted visual. Are you there? Gifted, are you there? Gifted, are you here? He's not more here. And then he has a question like twice. Oh, it has again. Okay, good. Thank you. So how do we insert the image in the shape? Okay, I don't think I really have an image here, but let me check. Okay. Okay, I don't really have. Okay, let me check one. Okay. Okay, let me just tell you this. If you want to import an image, you can just press Ctrl Shift K. Ctrl Shift K, and then if you are MacBook user, Mac user, so you can use Command Shift K. So if I press Ctrl Shift K now, it's going to go to picture, but let me try to see. I don't really have a good picture here, but let me see. Let me just try to use okay, test file, open. Right. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'm coming. Okay. Now this, you can also go to here now. You have, what do you have? I think image. Okay. You can place an image here. And what you just did that you have to click on this first. And when you click on it, you can just call me and say place image. That's Ctrl Shift K. And you can choose an image here. Great. So it's going to fit in inside it. And then how do you achieve it? That means firstly you have to click on this first, on this shape first. When you click on this shape first, make sure that it's clicked, like the shape is clicked already. You have to click on this shape and then you go to, you can press Ctrl Shift K, or you can just come here to this image. Was okay, file, you can just go to your file and then place image, Ctrl Shift K here and drag it here. And then when you drag it, double click on it, it's going to fit in into that shape. So that's how you can achieve this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm very sorry, like my screen just went off now. Okay, please, can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you just say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. We can hear you.
Yes, I
Hi.
can hear you, sir.
Hi.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. So my screen just went off now, and I don't know why, but okay, like it's saying that this will be the end of the class. Fine. Okay, please just can I just we are going to place an image, and let me show you there's another question again, so I can just give justice to that. Are you using different image on the assignment? No, you can use any image you like. And then the attendance link has been dropped. I don't know if my Oga can still drop it again. And for Abubakar, if you're not getting it very well, you can just let me know. So I've stopped sharing my screen. I'm very sorry for that. Okay, is there another question again before 9?
Yes. I'd love to ask the screen that we're using, you say is a desktop frame that we're using, yeah?
Yes. And you're using a TV frame, TV,
TV.
1280.
Will it be enough? Because I'm seeing the designs as if like you're scrolling. I don't know. Are we
Yes,
making this?
there's a way you can drag it. You can drag it down.
You can drag it down.
You can yes, you can drag the screen.
Okay. Um, the other question I'd like to ask is the link for this design. You said it's in the
Okay,
group. I checked
yes.
it.
I'm going to send to the group when I'm done with the class.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome, man. Okay, so is there another question again before 9?
Sorry, you said the TV frame size is what?
Yes, you can use TV frame and then you can use MacBook. Both TV and MacBook, they have the same frame size, like the width 1280.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So how will
Yes,
that
the frame
contain
is
all
available
that
there.
work?
Huh?
Will this contain all the work?
No, that frame is
Wow.
not going to contain it. There's a way you can drag the height, like to increase the height. You can just drag it down.
Okay.
Yes, and then we can achieve that maybe tomorrow morning. I'm
Okay.
going to quickly explain that.
Ja.
Okay, know that to me again.
Hello, sir. I
Yes,
guess
David.
the control sheet K that you spoke about. Maybe tomorrow you talk more about that. I didn't
Okay,
get that part. Yes, sir. Thanks.
all right. You can just remind me tomorrow so we can talk on that.
I will do that, boss.
All right, thank you. I'm not boss. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, the link is not working. Oh my God, why? Why? Okay,
Why?
I think
It worked for me,
um,
sir.
it works. Okay, some people are saying it works, so you can just try to. You can just retry, and then if you're not really getting it, I'm going to screenshot those people that really complain back so that people that don't complain about it not come to my DM and hacks or come to anybody's DM to hacks. So please, if the thing is not still working for I think for Ido, Fadera, Oseni and Joy. Okay. The same to Abubakar. Hope you're not fighting a gamer. All right. Thank you very much for today. I'm very so honored to be here for this class, and I don't take anything for granted. And I would say thank you guys for staying up for staying up to this time. Is very very so
Come up
like
to
I
you,
appreciate
sir.
that. Thank you very
Appreciate.
much. So we see tomorrow, and then we continue from where we stop. And don't worry, we are going to do a lot of things and open our eyes to some things in Figma. Yes. And before the end of the class, I'm just going to talk about SD. Not fully. If you know how to navigate with Figma, you should be able to walk around with SD. So I can just do a little project on SD so that you can have understanding of both on Figma and SD. As Figma alone is not enough. You need to know to have more understanding about Figma, SD. We have Sketch as well. So we talk more about that tomorrow. For the people on my screen here, Abubakar, Awase, Roimat, um, Amarashi, David, and to everyone here. I'm very sorry I can't mention your name. Thank you very, very much. And particularly to my Oga, thank you for hosting me. Nice you and day. Thank you very much, ma. So I'm going to stop here and hand over to my Oga.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for taking your time. Ayomi Posi, thank you because he had something to do. Even after doing it, he still thought of us. So let's thank him because without him, and thank you everyone for your contributions. The class is always interesting whenever we interact with each other. Even if you're not talking, you're just in the chat box and everything really really do matter. So thank you all, and please, I understand most of the other guides in the WhatsApp group, they are not really active, so you guys can also just ginger them. Okay, we learned this, so if they are asking questions, you guys can just, the group is always going to be open. We only lock it whenever we want to pass an information or something. So yes, thank you. And we've come to an end of today's session. Very big thank you. So we'll be ending the class now. Bye. Have a nice night. Good night,
Ah,
Yeah,
everyone.
bye
bye.
everyone.
Thanks. I appreciate you.